In this day and age, it's never been easier to lose fat, build muscle and the whole shebang, but it's also never been harder. With GLP-1s like Ozempic, Mounjaro, retatrutide, all these different things, it's so simple just to start jagging yourself and all of a sudden watch the pounds falling off. But if you're going to do it, there's some things you need to consider. Now, first of all, I'm a personal trainer, not a doctor, so under any circumstance, I would never ever prescribe for someone to take Mounjaro, Ozempic, or any other GLP-1 for that matter. But as being a personal trainer, there's a couple of things that I do know about them that you should be considering before you even consider it. Did I just say considering twice? I did, didn't I? There's some things that you should definitely be considering, so let me just open your eyes to them before you make your own decision. So before you take them, presuming you know a little bit about it, what these fat loss drugs are basically going to do is just stop you feeling as hungry. So when you start jagging one of these, that compulsive need to start eating and start going for So that compulsive need that you want to just go and raid the fridges, all of a sudden that stuff's gone. So right now, if I might feel like a biscuit or a cake or something I go into the fridge, all of a sudden you're not really feeling that, which means your calories are dropping, and it just creates a calorie deficit because you're not feeling like eating. All diets you can go on are the exact same thing, whether it's GLP-1s or just a good old Weight Watchers diet, something like that. Weight Watchers isn't good, but you know what I mean, it's like an old style diet. A little tissue break. Now, as I said, all diets are the same thing, and you can't lose fat or build muscle without calorie intake or outtake. Now, when you see these people and they start losing weight and they get what's called the Ozempic look, which is like a pure sucked in face, flat bum, weird bony angles in their body, that's called the Ozempic look. And what happens there is when you lose a large portion of weight, so whether that's a lot of weight through Ozempic or a diet, but you're not weight training and you're not having a high protein diet, your body decides to take body fat and muscle off. And losing muscle is terrible for a bunch of reasons. This is a whole other video, but you just don't want to lose muscle ever. And an easy way to go around that is to be weight training and in a high protein diet. So I've made another video that's going to be popping up right now, and that's just going to tell you how you actually go about losing fat. That's probably pretty good to know before you actually take one of these GLP-1s, just so you know how your body works. But basically, just as a brief summary, when you don't eat or you go on a diet, and a diet's basically just controlled starvation, your body starts freaking out because it's not getting any energy through food. So it decides, where else can I get this energy? So it starts taking it from your body fat, but it also starts taking it from muscle mass. But if you're lifting weights and you're on a high protein diet, rather than taking it from muscle mass, it just takes it from body fat, which is why you can get toned. Getting toned is just increasing your muscle mass as well as dropping your body fat. So if you're going to take one of these GLP-1s and you're going to lose a whole lot of weight, the least you can do is still try and get enough protein and also introduce a weight training routine. Now, this doesn't need to be mental. This could be 2 45-minute sessions a week. You're aiming for 10 hard sets per muscle per week to be optimal, but if you're doing 5 hard sets per muscle per week, absolutely fine. That might sound complicated, but if you go into the link to this video, or the description to this video, sorry, there's going to be loads of free resources that are going to make this so simple to understand and get you along the way. When you start weight training, it's going to protect your muscle mass, it's going to stop you getting that Ozempic look, and regardless, there's a difference between getting in shape and losing weight. You don't want to just lose weight because that's coming from your precious muscle mass that you desperately need to function as a human, and getting in shape is what you do want to do, and that's losing, and getting in shape is what you do want to do, and that's losing fat and building muscle. Now, people like to say to personal trainers like me, Ozempic, Mounjaro, Reta, that's going to steal your job. It's never going to steal my job, because as long as these drugs exist, people are going to need to know you need to be building muscle. You're going to need to be building a strength base, or just getting in a strength training routine, because these drugs are going to absolutely destroy people's bodies if you're not weight training. Now, as I said, I would never prescribe whether a retatrutide or a Mounjaro or Ozempic is good for you. I don't even tell my clients if it's good for them. I just let them go to the doctor and decide with them. That's not my decision to make. I don't have the qualifications or anything necessary to even decide that. But as I said at the start of this video, there's a lot of stuff in the industry that I know that are very, very handy to know, which I've just shared with you before you even start taking these drugs. So if you're going to consider them, or if you're currently on it, please don't ignore the fact that you need to be weight training, because it's just as important as losing fat. That's pretty much a ramble over, but as I said, if you go to the description of this video, there's hundreds of free resources that are going to help you get in shape, regardless whether you're doing it naturally or through drugs like retatrutide and Mounjaro and all that stuff. But rather than tell people to steer clear of these drugs, which I don't think is a good idea, because let's be honest, people aren't going to steer clear of them, it's better just to educate people down the line, show them what you need to do if you are taking these drugs. And rather than just ignoring these people, we need to make them feel welcome and included into the gym and show them the right way to do it, which is by weight training. So hopefully that clears it up. I'm going to go and make more videos on weight training and losing fat. But anyway, yeah, as I said, free stuff in the description.